What's happening, people? Big up to every single one of you. The Liverpool Prophet back again with another live stream. As you can see, it now just says the Liverpool Prophet there. I have decided that, another live stream. I've decided to remove the Premier League champions bit from the name because, quite frankly, we are not going to be Premier League champions for much longer. We know this. And that can only be there for so long. With the way Liverpool are playing it at the moment, I've got no energy regarding the club, regarding everything that's just happening around Liverpool at the moment. There's no energy. There's just nothing to be excited about. Every time I watch Liverpool, I feel like it's a chore. I feel like I'm watching Liverpool because I have to, because it's a job. There was a time where I turn on Liverpool games and I'd be excited as anything. I just don't feel like that no more. I don't. But big up the chat, man. Hopefully you guys can all hear me. Hopefully everyone in the chat should be able to hear me. If not, do let me know. But yeah, as you can see, the title of today's video is what we are going to discuss. A little bit of a look back to yesterday's game against Tottenham, of course, in which we drew 1-1 in somehow. Gonna give you my opinion on what it means going forward, not just for the league and for the top 5 race, but what it could mean for us in other competitions as well, because I think it could have a direct impact on other competitions too. But yeah, man, the Premier League champions bit has disappeared from my name. I've gotten rid of it. Again, there's nothing positive at the club at the moment, and I've decided to just remove that out of my name. We're not going to be Premier League champions for much longer either. Arsenal are going to be the new Premier League champions in a couple of weeks' time. So, yeah, no point me having that there no more. Just going to leave it as the Liverpool Prophet. Like I said, I'm so downbeat. I'm so dejected. I'm so devoid of anything positive regarding the football club. I am. I'm just. There was a time when I would watch Liverpool Football Club, right, guys? And it used to be the highlight of my weekend. Watching Liverpool used to be the highlight of my weekend. It's what It's what I used to look forward to every single weekend. If I was having a bad week at school, if I was having a bad week in general, that would be my highlight. Turn on the weekend game and watch us play some heavy metal rock and roll football. I'm talking in the earlier days from when we were doing our thing, the 18-19 season, the 19-20 season. When I was when I was still relatively young, right? Used to be the highlight of my weekend. If I had a bad day at school, I had a bad week at school, some issues were going on, I could turn the game on the weekend and just completely block that out and just focus on my team and see my team play some good football and win and dominate and suffocate the life out of teams. In the week too, if we were playing in the Champions League game midweek, I felt that way as well. That I used to feel like that then as well. I don't feel like that no more. I don't. And I hate to say that. I hate saying that I don't like watching my team play, but I don't. I don't like watching us play. I dread grabbing the remote on match days to turn on the television, find the channel, and put the game on. I dread it. I used to love listening to Jurgen Klopp speak in pre-match conferences, in press, post-match interviews. I used to love listening to that guy speak in and around the club whenever we used to drop anything Liverpool related, and he was there. I used to love listening to that guy speak. I used to think, wow, that man is so charismatic. You pinch yourself when you have a manager like that at your club. You pinch yourself every day when you have someone like that as your manager. You know he's as passionate as you are. He cares as much as you do, and he just understands us. I dread listening to Arne Slot speak. I do. I dread listening to that guy speak. You're big up Indian Scouser, man. Big up my brother Indian Scouser. It's just a big yup, bro. Still absolutely got it in speechless right now. Tired of this boring football we play. Big bro. I second you, man. I second you on that. For me, that Wednesday game is huge, man. It's a big, big game because I heard that Anfield was booing yesterday. So it feels like the fans are on edge in the ground. And if we go out on Wednesday in a bad way as well, I feel like that could be the end for him. That genuinely could be the end. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well, but I hear you. Tired, speechless, gutted. I feel the same. And the football is the worst bit, man. That just makes everything even worse. So boring, dull, and lifeless to watch. And it's been like that all season. We've had to sit through this all season, which angers the hell out of me. But big up yourself, Indian Scouser. But make sure you sub to Indian Scouser, lads. Absolute legend in the building. Doing his own thing as well on YouTube, which is great to see. Yeah, but and on Wednesday it's only our fans too, no away fans. Just imagine we get knocked out. Yeah, they've got Galatasaray got no fans in the ground. They got no one. So it'd make it even worse if we got knocked out. We have to win, bro. I mean, Slot rested a lot of players for the game yesterday. No Ibu, there was no Salah. Who else? Kirkes was rested as well. Uh, there's no excuse. The players should be well rested and ready to go on Wednesday. And if we go out, boy, oh boy, that is the season done. But yeah, I agree with what you said there, bro. I agree. But yeah, I dread turning the television on to watch Liverpool now. You know what I'm saying? Because the style of football is so. It's just not what I grew up on watching. Yeah, bro, they should. Kirkes, Hugo, Ibu, Mo. These lots should all be rested and ready to go for that Wednesday game. They shouldn't be lethargic. They should be ready to go, fired up for it. And if they're not, I don't even know what to say. But yeah, it's not what I'm used to watching when I turn Liverpool on. I'm used to seeing high energy football, high press, a team that works like animals, presses like animals, and a team that works as a collective unit, as a team. We play as a team. I don't see that with this Liverpool team. I don't. I see a lot of players in this team that are big names on paper. Wirtz, Salah, Isak, um, one or two others as well. When we win games, let's be honest, do we win in the correct manner nowadays? We don't. Every time we win a game this season, guys, or we've won a game this season, it's been down to individual brilliance. Not because the team as a whole have played well and we've absolutely slapped the team up. It's a moment of individual brilliance from a certain player. Mostly it's Soboslai, as we know, steps up. But if it's not a moment of brilliance from an Ekatike or someone else, we don't win games. We have to rely on a certain player to get us out of danger or get us out of the mud every week. I'm saying. Now, granted, we are, dare I say, we are better than what we were when we had that poor run where we lost to Chelsea, Galatasaray, Palace, Brentford, where we were losing all them games in a row. Slot did manage to find a way to stop us from losing games, and I credit him for stopping us, for getting us to stop losing. I credit him there. But we're still not good to watch. We are still not good to watch. That is a big issue. And people will say the fans in the ground aren't doing their job. Well, let's be honest here. If the football is as bad as we see it on the television, can you imagine how the match going fans feel going to watch that every single week? I'm saying it's so boring. It's so uninspiring. I'm supposed to be sat there singing my lungs out watching that style of football. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That is probably why Manchester City fans are not allowed in the Etihad. Because at the end of the day, while Pep's football has brought them success, they know it's a boring style of football to watch, where they just keep the ball non-stop, non-stop, non-stop. You know, they are boring to watch. I'm saying every single team that plays possession-based football, in my opinion, is boring to watch. I've got to be honest. I'd much rather have a Klopp type of manager who plays attacking, exciting football. Even someone like a Ange Postecoglou. You know, yeah, he was tactically inept and all that, but at least he had a team playing some decent football. You know what I'm saying? So fans can only be up if the team and players show them something. And we often say this, and there's a couple of YouTubers who have said it, and I agree with them. Teams are a reflection. Football teams are a reflection of their manager. You know what I'm saying? Under Klopp, we had a high energy, high press style of play. Jurgen Klopp himself was a very high energy, high emotion type of character, and his personality mirrored onto the team, and that's what we saw on the pitch. We now have a manager in Arne Slot who is big up Vasta, bro. Make sure you show up to my brother Vasta, man. Another one of the fellas, but the realist. Listen, bro, we had a chance to go for Chelsea drop points, Villa fucking drop. I mean, what more incentive do you need? And yet again, we fucked it up. You know, if you can't even beat a Spurs team that are as bad as the Spurs team are, then you've got no hope in doing anything. Forget about winning a trophy if you can't beat those. Really, genuinely. But big up yourself, bro. Appreciate you being in. We now have a manager in Slot who is very lifeless. He's dull, emotionless, not energetic at all. And that now mirrors onto our team. You know, our team on the pitch is lifeless, uninspiring, just like he is. And I'm saying, and this is what I say when I say football teams are a mirror of their manager. If you have a manager who's dull and boring, your team will become dull and boring on the pitch. But if you have a manager who's high and energetic, you'll have a good energetic team on the pitch. We have a manager, unfortunately, who is very dull and unenergetic. Like I said, the football's bad. It is bad to watch. I used to love turning the television on to watch Liverpool games. I used to love it. It used to be the highlight of my week. It's not normal. It's not the highlight of my week. And that's probably why I've started to fall. I hate to say it, but it's why I've started to maybe fall out of love with the game a bit. When your team is winning, it's brilliant. It's the best feeling you can ever have. When you have a team that's on the pitch winning everything, doing so well, it's just such a good feeling. But when you have a team that's dull, boring, lifeless, it not only kills your love for the team, but it kills your love for the game as a whole. This season, I felt so emotionally disconnected with Liverpool. I felt so emotionally disconnected with my manager. I felt so emotionally disconnected with my team, the club, and football as a whole. It's killed my love for football a little bit. As along with seeing how bad the rest of the league has been as well. This has definitely been one of the worst Premier League seasons in a long time. Last season was poor quality wise, but this season's even worse than last year. It feels like gradually year after year the Premier League is just regressing into something we don't want to see it regress into. It's just killed my game. It's killed my love. It has killed my love for the sport. Liverpool don't help with that either. You know what I'm saying? We don't help with it. Us being as bad as we are. If we were a good team, I could feel a bit of joy, but I can't feel no joy. I can't feel no joy watching this Liverpool team. I'm saying, like I said, I dread it. I didn't want to turn the television on yesterday and watch the game. I didn't. I did not want to turn the television on and watch that game yesterday because I knew what I was going to see from the team. I knew it. The legend himself. Big up Nighttime Kid. Hope you're well, man. Big up yourself, brother. But yeah, I knew what I was going to see. Boring, lethargic, dead football. And again, saw that yesterday. Doesn't change. The manager is incredibly fucking stubborn, man. He's so fucking stubborn. You know, he knows what he has to do. He knows what he has to do to get Liverpool back to where we need to be. Because he did it last year. You know what I'm saying? He didn't he just honestly didn't play his way of playing last year. He didn't. You know what I'm saying? He was very much using Klopp's blueprint that was left behind. And you saw how good we looked up until around January, February time last season. Why not just go back to that? You have the players that can play that way of playing because our squad is tailor made for that heavy metal, high energy football. Why not just go back to what you were doing originally at the beginning of last season that worked so well for us? It's almost like now he's too stubborn and stuck in his own ways to do that. You know what I'm saying? He's always moaning about the opposition. Slot is constantly moaning about the opposition, saying that it's the opposition's way of playing. We have to adapt to them. Why do we always have to adapt? Why do we always have to adapt to what the opposition are playing like? You know what I'm saying? If opposition plays a low block, let's swarm them, let's suffocate them, and force them into a mistake and beat them despite them playing that. We should not always have to adapt just because the opposition are playing a certain way. We never used to have to do that in Klopp days. You could play a low block against us when Klopp was our manager. You couldn't do nothing about it. We were still too good. We'd still open you up. So it's always an excuse with the guy. It's always an excuse, and I hate managers who make excuses. I don't like managers who don't take accountability. I don't. I don't. Mbappe is ready for Manchester City. To be fair, Nighttime Kid, that tie is over anyway. You know, Madrid don't even need to win that game. They just need to sit back, lock up Haaland. As long as Erling Haaland's locked up in that game, City ain't going to be doing nothing. They're not a threat from anywhere else. So that tie's done anyway. Madrid don't even need to go there and win. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'd imagine he probably is. I don't think he played last weekend in the first leg. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, we're very boring to watch. We're very lifeless to watch. We're very uninspiring to watch. And it's a very, very dark time to be a Liverpool fan. You know, it's very, very difficult at times. Has been difficult at times this season. No, we need to same them. we need another 3-0 win. Fair enough, Nighttime Kid. Fair enough. But I think I think Madrid will go do. I don't see City turning that around. I'd be very surprised if City did that. I don't care about sitting back. Let's put them to the sword. Fair enough, Night Tom Kid. Fair enough. Bravery, man. Bravery there. But yeah, we are bad. We are incredibly, incredibly bad and painful to watch. Um, like I said, the manager knows what he needs to do. He knows what he needs to do to get us back to where we need to be, but he just won't do it. He's so stuck and stubborn and set in his own ways and his own philosophy that he won't change. And that's what angers me. That's what angers me, man. If Slot hadn't come out and said some of the stuff he said in the media in the last couple of months and weeks, I'd be open to being won back over by him. But with the stuff he's come out in the media and said, there's just no way back. There's no way back for the man. The damage is done. He's made his bed. Galatasaray 4-2 on Wednesday. Look, I mean, I've got no confidence for that Galatasaray game. I'll talk about that a bit tomorrow. A bit more tomorrow. Today's more about the Spurs game. But yeah, if we can't beat a struggling Tottenham team, respectfully, we can't beat a struggling Tottenham team who are fighting relegation currently in a very, very bad situation. At home as well, with all the injuries they have. What chance do we have against fucking Galatasaray midweek? What chance? None. No chance, man. No chance at all. This season has just been a one to forget. It's been a season to forget. You know what I'm saying? At the beginning of the season, I sat here and I said we were going to win the league. I said we were going to retain the league and we were going to win number 21. Now it looks like we won't even. Am I even confident for finishing in the top 5? No, I'm not. I'm not even confident we get top 5. I'm saying with the running we have, with the last couple of games we have, we needed to pick up points in this period now. We're dropping points to the likes of Wolves away, losing 2-1, to the likes of Tottenham at home, drawing 1-0. Who else have we dropped points against recently? One or two other teams, right? These are the games we need to win. Spurs at home, Wolves away, teams that are struggling. Because at the end of the season, we play all the teams that are in and around us. You know, we've got to go away to Old Trafford. You know, we've got to go away to Villa Park. We've got to play Chelsea at Anfield. You know what I'm saying? We've got to play Palace as well. Palace at home, a team that have absolutely slapped us up the last couple of times we played them. You know what I'm saying? Other teams as well in there. We got to go away to Everton. We have to still play the Merseyside derby away from home, which fucking hell, that could get ugly for us if we don't turn up. It could, with that being their first derby at their new ground. You know they're going to be up for it. Bro, thanks for the point. Bro, I didn't want to give no points out. I'll be honest. I wanted to win that game. I mean, respectfully to Tottenham, we need the points for our top 5 race. We need the points, and we needed a win yesterday. We didn't get it. Fucking joke, man. Fucking joke. We are a joke this season. We are a joke. Every bit of banter that is coming our way from rival fans is absolutely deserved. We deserve to get cooked. No, all the money we spent in the summer, all the investment we made when we brought in the likes of Wirtz, Isak, the rest of them, every signing we made should have kicked us on. It should have started a period of dominance for us. You know what I'm saying? City, respectfully, are not good this year. They're not. You know what I mean? When City had their period of dominance, we knew they were. We saw what they did. They won 4 in a row. They won a treble. I really thought with the money we spent, we were going to now see our version of that, our period of dominance, where we were going to be the new kings of England. And look how wrong I've been. Look how wrong I have been. Yo, big up Josh, bro. Big up to Mr. Joshy J. Make sure you sub to Mr. Joshy J, man. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you're well. Appreciate you being in. Big up Profit. Hope you had a great stream with the lads last night. Sorry I didn't stick around. It was long day. No problem, Joshy J. No problem at all, bro. You know, hope everything's good with you. I hope it's all good. But yeah, you popping in for a bit means everything, bro. Big up yourself, man. No need to apologise. But yeah, how wrong was I? Because now it looks like we're in a position where, look, let's be honest. Do I have confidence we're going to get top 5 this season? No, I don't. Because, look, I fucking hate to say it, but United are much better than us under Michael Carrick. They are. So I think they're going to get third. I look at the two teams that we are going to we should be looking at to catch. You got Villa there and you've got Chelsea there, right? Now Chelsea are very inconsistent, but I'd still argue that they're better than us. Villa having a dip, but I'd still argue that they're better than us. You know what I'm saying? And we've got to play these teams as well. We've got to play United. We've got to play Chelsea and Villa. All three of those are back to back at the end of the season. Our last 4 games are going to be Manchester United away. Actually, no, our last 6 games of the season, guys, check this out. We're going to play Everton away. We're going to play Palace, I think. We're going to play United away. We're going to play Chelsea at home. We're going to play Villa away. And we're going to play Brentford at home on the last day. That's our last 6 games of the season. How much points are we getting there? How much? Genuinely, I'd be shocked if we even get a win in that one in the profit you guys need. We don't need players, bro. We've got players. We need the manager. Our players are good, man. We just need to correct the coach to get the best out of us. Yeah, I went and watched Man United's women and Chelsea's women at Aston Gate, where Bristol City play. We lost, but it was a good. Nice, Josh CJ. Glad you enjoyed it, man. Glad you got to experience that. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you had a good time. Big up Nighttime Kid, of course, man. Big up Nighttime Kid. But yeah, am I confident going away to Old Trafford with the way United are playing currently, with the way they look, and with the way we are? Nope. Our record at Old Trafford traditionally isn't great either. We don't win there. Zero confidence going into that game. Do I have confidence for the Merseyside derby? Fuck no. Fuck no. Everton are always up. Even when we're at our best, we struggle against Everton. Home and away, because they always turn up because it's a derby. And it's going to be their first one in their new ground. Their last one, the one we played last season, the final one at Goodison, they made it hard. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't lose. This is their first derby in their new ground. Do you think they're going to roll over and make it easy for us? Fuck no. Fuck no, man. And with the way we are now at the moment, am I confident going away to Everton? Fuck no. I'm not. No. I'm not confident for that. In fact, I'm more worried for the Everton game away from home than the United one. Because Everton look better than us at the moment. They're playing better football than we are. So I'm not confident for Everton away at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. The first derby at their ground as well. Then they're going to want to make a statement. And what better way to do that than beating your rivals, Liverpool, there. Old Trafford away against United. No confidence either. None. Chelsea at home is a weird one, because for that one, I'm a little bit more positive and upbeat. Purely because we're at Anfield. If that was at Stamford Bridge, I'd be shitting myself for that game. I would be. But because that one's at Anfield, I'm a little less worried. But I'm still not confident, because we can't even beat Spurs at Anfield. We can't even beat Burnley at Anfield. Can't even beat Leeds at Anfield. You know what I'm saying? Sunderland at Anfield. So the Anfield thing, the only reason I'm confident is because we're home. But should I be confident really because we're at home? Because we didn't beat those teams at home. So that one I'm a little less worried about, but still don't see us getting a win. Villa away, no. Not confident. They didn't win there last year. Didn't win there the year before. That's a game that I'm not confident for either. I know Villa are having a dip. They're struggling at the moment. However, let's be honest. We'll probably go there and end up making them look better than they are. So I'm not confident for that game either. And in between that, you put in Palace at home, Crystal Palace at home. Palace have beaten us already twice this season. They beat 3 times actually. They beat us in the Community Shield to win that. They beat us in the League 2-1. And they beat us in the Carabao Cup 3-0 at home. At Anfield, knocking us out. I'm not confident for Palace at home either. Brentford on the final day, don't even think that's an easy game. On the final day against Brentford, Brentford have actually had a very good season this year. And I'm sure that they're not too far behind us in the table either points-wise. That'll be tough too. So look at the running there. Look at those last 6 games. Everton away, Palace at home, United away, Chelsea at home, Villa away, and Brentford at home. 6 games, the last 6 games of the Liverpool season. And we're going to need the points as well, because we're all still going to be in and around each other at that moment of time, in that period of time. If we're dropping points now, when now should be the time where we're picking up points, not dropping them. Losing away at Wolves, who are pretty much down and out. Getting beat 2-1 there. Struggling at home against the Tottenham team who are fighting relegation, drawing 1-1. Giving points out to Burnley at home. Burnley who are going down as well. Drawing at home 1-0 to them. I'm saying newly promoted Leeds, unable to beat them at home. Sunderland at home, unable to beat them. If we can't pick up points now against these teams, what the fuck are we going to do at the end of the season when the actual hard running comes for us? Chelsea's running isn't too bad when I looked at it on paper today. They've only got to play United and Chelsea. They've only got to play United and Manchester City. So they've got to play both Manchester clubs. Other than that, they haven't got a hard running. Their games are relatively easy on paper. United's running, they got no one really. They've got to play us and that's it. They've played everyone else. Villa's running, they've got to play us, and I think that's it. They've played everyone else too. Us, we've got to play Villa, we've got to play United, and we've got to play Chelsea. All three of them at the business end of the year too. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, at best, we're going to finish 5th this year. At best, we will finish 5th. United will get 3rd. I think Chelsea will probably end up 4th. And then I think it's going to be out of us and Villa for that 5th spot. I genuinely do. The only hope I have here is that Villa take their eye off the league and they start to focus purely on that Europa League. If they do that, I feel their league form will take a big dip. If they don't do that, if they focus on both and they still be competitive in the league, they will finish 5th ahead of us. They will. Because even though they're crap, we're just even worse. So our best bet this season is going to be if Aston Villa decide to just bin the league off and focus on their Europa League campaign. Otherwise, we're going to finish 6th. Let's be honest. We are going to finish 6th in the table. And that's going to be a problem. I'm saying defending champions, not even qualifying for the Champions League positions the year after during their title defense season. That will be a problem. A big problem as well. I don't know why I'm going on a rant. I said I wasn't going to get angry or annoyed about it, but fucking I am getting annoyed about it and angry. With the players we have, how are we even in this situation where we're talking about top 5? How? We should be sitting here. I should be sat here talking about title race. I should be with the players we brought in the summer. Instead, I'm talking about, we might not even get top 5. You know how embarrassing that is to sit here and say that. You know how embarrassing it is for us to for me to be sitting here and be talking about a top 5 race. This team, man, this season's been nothing short of a disgrace. If we're being totally honest about it, it's been nothing short of a disgrace. Anyone who's making excuses for this season, I don't know how they can do it. I don't know how you can sit there and make excuses. Big up Adam. Big up Adam Partridge. Hope you're well. Appreciate you being in, brother. Big up yourself. Yeah, big up, man. Appreciate it. I think my club can beat Sunderland, Leeds, Everton, Wolves, draw versus Aston Villa, draw versus Forest. Yeah, look, anything's possible in football, Night Tomkin. Anything is possible in the world of football. But yeah, how can you make excuses? What genuine excuse do Liverpool have for being bad this season? Because we haven't had an injury crisis. You know, we haven't had an injury crisis where any key player has been out for a long time. We haven't. When we've had bad years before, we've had injury crises, we've had problems, and it's understandable why we've had bad seasons. We don't have an injury crisis this year. We don't. So what excuse do these people have to say Liverpool have a reason to be bad? They don't. It's just, again, just being a happy clapper and accepting mediocrity. People want to call us the biggest club in England. Well, act like the biggest club in England, man. Act like the biggest club in England. Start of a season profit, I predicted you to go back on the Premier League titles. This is not sustainable whatsoever by your team. It's not, Josh CJ, it's not. Every time Liverpool have won a game this year, it's been because of a moment of individual brilliance from majority of the time Dominic Szoboszlai, sometimes Hugo Ekitike, maybe one or two other players too. Big up Ryan, bro. Big up yourself, Ryan. Hope you're well. Appreciate you being in. But Josh CJ, you're right. That is not sustainable. There used to be a time where we played as a team. We played like a team together as a team. Nowadays, all we do is rely on individual brilliance. All we do is rely on individual brilliance, and that's not sustainable. I want to see a team on the pitch, players that are playing with each other and for each other. I don't want to see a team that's just every week playing poorly and relying on individual brilliance to win them games. I don't want to see that. We're going to become like Madrid in that case, become like a Real Madrid who do that, and I don't want that. You know what I mean? I don't. What a season, man! What a season! Definitely a season to forget. At the end of this season, I will not be looking back at it. I won't be. Why was Rion taken off yesterday? I thought you had a power on top. Ryan, again, I don't understand why the fuck Rio and Gomorrah was taken off when he was doing so well as well. I have no idea. I had no idea why the manager took him off or subbed him off. Again, another weird decision by Arne Slot. Role playing with pause. Man said Ryan Gravenberch speak off. Rio had power on skates. He did, which makes it even more bizarre that he was subbed off in the game. Makes it even more bizarre. Big up Nighttime Kid, of course. But yeah, a very odd substitution by the manager. A very, very odd substitution. If you're gonna, how do I say this? If you're gonna give a youngster a chance in a team, if you're gonna give the youngster a chance and give him a run out, give him a 490 against the struggling Spurs team. Like you guys said, that he had power on toast in the game. He had Pedro power on toast, and the manager still decided to sub him. Why? Why? And then you bring on Salah, who's struggling, who didn't do anything when he came on. You know what? I spent 32 minutes going on a rant. Let's talk a bit about the Spurs game from yesterday then. Look, Slot's lineup was weird yesterday. It was very, very weird. He went with a very strange team, to say the least. A lot of our main starters were out. So Kanate was gone and Gomez came in. Kirkes was gone. Robertson came in. Up top, Slot made a lot of changes. He went with Gakpo to the centre instead of off the left. Ekitike was dropped onto the bench. Mohamed Salah got a rest. Rio and Gumara came in. Looked, it was a very, very strange lineup to begin with for Slot. Why he did that, why he decided to rotate so much. Almost like he was resting players for the game on Wednesday against Galatasaray, and he saw this one as a free hit. Why? Why? This is not a free hit game. We are still in a top 5 battle. We still need 3 points for this game. Why rotate? Zero. Makes no sense. Found it a strange decision. Looked the most threatening of your attackers. Exactly, Ryan. It was such a weird decision. It's a weird decision, man. I don't get what Slot does sometimes. I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't, man. But as for the game yesterday, look, let's be honest. If it wasn't for that brilliant goal from Szoboszlai from the free kick, which again, hats off to him, big up to him, because again, he stepped up when we needed him to, and the rest of the team let him down. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't even have been 1-0 up at half time. Spurs, very deep and compact, limited us to a lot of chances. We had a lot of the ball in that first half. We had 70+% of the ball. Spurs were more than happy to sit back, soak it up, and try and hit us on the counter. They didn't go forward much. I think they were very focused on just keeping it 0-0 at half time. But if it wasn't for that goal by Szoboszlai, would we have even been 1-0 up at half time? No, we wouldn't have, because we weren't creating much. We got into good positions, mind you, on the wings and the flanks. But again, we don't put a cross in at times. We don't do something brave with the ball. We just go backwards and recycle it. And it just becomes possession for possession's sake. But the first half, it wasn't bad because we were 1-0 up. I think it was more so because Tottenham didn't really do nothing. Liverpool looked better than they were. But we weren't good in that first half. Only good thing about the first half was the goal that Szoboszlai scored, because it was a belter again. Another one. But other than that, we did nothing. We did nothing. Like I said, Tottenham were comfortable in their shape, comfortable sitting in. While if we'd gotten in the positions we gotten into, in the good positions we'd gotten into. If we troubled them more, it could have been an issue for them, but we didn't. So we were 1-0 up at half time. But again, it was only because of a moment of individual brilliance. This is what I'm saying, which is why we're winning games. Other than that, we did nothing. Second half was a bit different. Obviously, Tottenham needed the points. They needed the points because of where they are in the league. So they came out a bit more, gave it a bit more of a push. And this is where I have the issue because we should have been able to control that game. Even at 1-0, we should have been able to maintain our control of the game. They're a relegation level side this season. They're a relegation level team. We should have maintained the control over them. Instead, we start to sit back. Why? Against the 16th place, 17th place team. Why are you sitting back for starters? And we start to allow them the ball. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't really get on the ball, couldn't control it, couldn't have 5 or 10 minutes where we just kept the ball and slowed the tempo down, took this thing out of the game. Couldn't do that at all. You know what I'm saying? We allowed it to be a basketball match and we allowed it to become an end-to-end game. You know what I'm saying? And we still had chances on the counter. There were times where we'd get the ball and, we had 4-on-2s and we just screwed it up. You know what I'm saying? Ekatike comes on, Salah comes on. Again, they don't make a difference really. They're still wasteful in front of goal. Salah did fuck all when he came on. We would have been better off if we kept Rio on the pitch. So again, makes zero sense there what happens. But all we needed to do in that second half was be a bit more controlled and smart. We weren't playing well, but just be a bit smart. We allowed that game to become a basketball match. We allowed that game to become end-to-end. And it should never have been end-to-end against a poor Spurs team like that. Never should have. Never, ever should have. You know what I'm saying? You're allowing them to come at us. We're going at them, and it just becomes a heavy metal basketball match, is what it turns into. And we were 1-0 up, and I just knew we had chances at 1-0. We had a couple of chances where we went forward, and we just weren't clinical. We fucked it up, but we had chances to score that second goal. You know what I mean? Salah should have bagged. Dragush, there was a chance where Dragush made an absolute meal out of it. Salah gets the ball, and he puts it wide. Mohamed Salah of last season would have buried that chance. Over a year before, would have buried it. So he should have bagged. Ekatike came on, should have done better with a couple of positions that he got into. Gakpo again. Oh my God. Cody Gakpo. Fuck me, man. Eventful. But what's the point of being eventful if you don't score or if you don't provide anything to the team, right? It's so annoying, man. It's so annoying. Because we had a chance to fucking open a gap up again. We should be about 6 to 7 points clear of Chelsea now. Instead, we're only 1 point above them, which is fuck all. If we'd done our job and won the games we needed to win, we'd be pushing United for third place. We'd have overtaken Villa. Fucking look where we are now because of that. I still can't believe Liverpool sold Diaz and kept going. Honestly, Ryan, we should have sold Gakpo. Gakpo should have been the one that we sold to Bayern Munich. And we should have kept Lucho. That was a mock-up by the club, I'll be honest, I agree. If he wins big up Michael, bro. If he wins the Champions League, he's gotta stay. He's gotta stay. I might not want him to stay, but he's gotta stay. If he wins that, he has to. But he won't win it, Michael, that's the thing. He won't. But if he did, unfortunately, he'd have to stay here. Get the ball, cut inside and shoot. Repeat every single game, man. Every single game. That's all he does. That's all he can do. He was quality, Josh CJ. He was a perfect Klopp type player. A perfect Liverpool player. High energy. Energetic as fuck. Would run non-stop. Never would stop running. Tracking back was great as well. Just a perfect Liverpool player. And the club dropped the ball massively on that. They dropped the ball massively on that. Big up Michael, of course, man. Big up Michael. But yeah, we allowed that to become a basketball game in that second half. And at 1-0, I said we weren't being clinical. And I said this. We see this story most of the time in football. You're the dominant team, but you're not clinical. The opposition get one chance and they bag. I could see that equaliser coming a mile away. I didn't say it on stream, but I could see it coming a mile away because they were getting in good positions. They also were a bit wasteful with some of the good positions they got into, with some of the balls into the box. They should have done better. But I said that they were going to bag. And I said one player we need to watch out for is Richarlison. Because while I don't rate Richarlison particularly highly, he's a man, being an ex-Evertonian, that will always turn up against Liverpool. I knew it was going to be him because it was him in the reverse fixture. It was him last season when Tottenham were crap, battered them, that still scored for them. It was him the year before that as well at Anfield. It's always him. I said, watch out for that guy. And what a surprise, he's the one who rescues a point for them at the end. Now, Tottenham, I gave credit to Tottenham because they showed a bit of fight in that second half. They made it hard. But really, we should never have allowed that to happen. We should never have allowed that to happen. We should never have allowed them to leave with a point. And we did. We fucking did. Shouldn't have sold Diaz. I said it was going to be a mistake. Yeah, it was a mistake, man. You know, it should have been Cody Gakpo, man. Should have been Cody Gakpo. But I got some quotes from Slot after the game, and fuck me, he doesn't half talk some shit, man. Our manager doesn't half talk some shit. There was a lot of quotes there's a lot of shit that Slot said after the game, but I'm not bringing it all up because I'll go crazy. But here's what he said after the game in regards to well, yeah, actually, we'll say this first. These are Liverpool's remaining fixtures, guys. These are our remaining fixtures in the Premier League. Fuck me, them last 6 games are dark. I think Diaz fell off for a bit due to injury. Yeah, he did. He did have an injury. He did. He can be wasteful at times, but he terrorizes defense. Exactly, Ryan. Sorry, not Michael. Exactly, Ryan, bro. We fucked up big time selling him. But this is Liverpool's remaining. These are our remaining couple of games. Fucking hell, dark, man. So this weekend coming up, we have Brighton at home. No, Brighton away. Sorry, tough game at the Amex. Fulham at home. Fucking Everton away. First derby at the Dickinson ground. That's gonna be fucking tough. Palace at home, a bogey team. United away. We have Chelsea at home at Anfield. Villa away and Brentford at home. Fuck me. We will do well to finish 5th. We would do well to finish 5th. The way we're playing, how much points do you see us getting here? Well, Everton away, we won't win that. We will not win that. Forget about it. United away, we won't win that. Forget about it. And Villa away, I doubt we win that. Forget about it. So forget about those 3 games. 1, 2, 3. We're not winning those. Brighton away, with the way they play football, I can see us winning that because they are very open. So I can see us getting something there. Fulham at home, again, a team that are expansive, can see us getting somewhere there. Palace at home, they're a bogey team for us, but they have fallen off recently, so I can see us getting somewhere there. Chelsea at home, if this was at the Bridge, I'd be saying no chance, but because we're at home, and because Chelsea are just as inconsistent as we are, I can see us getting somewhere there. And Brentford at home will be tough, but I think we should win that. But that's not an easy winning, guys. That is not an easy winning for us. That is a tough winning. And like I said, we're dropping points now when we have easy games. What are we going to do when we actually have to play some hard games? Oh, these stats are so damning, man. They're so damning to just look at. Fuck me. So, here's another stat, guys. And this one's another joke. Check this out. Oh, my God. So, here he is. What Arne Slot said. So Arne Slot says, we have had too many games where we shoot ourselves in the foot. So many games we deserve more. If you look at today, the amount of chances we created, we never outscored the amount of chances we have in there. What's he fucking on about, man? Fuck me, man. I don't even know what he's on about at times. I genuinely don't know what he talks about. Fuck me. Just stop talking rubbish all the time. Just come out and say it as it is. Arne, please. Please just come out and say it how it is sometimes. It's always just talking in riddles and that just... Fuck. Here's another stat, guys. Update. Since the start of the season, after the first 5 games, basically, Liverpool have won just 9 of their last 25 Premier League matches. A win rate of a 36% win rate. The defending champions have a 36% win rate. Oh my God. Oh my God. Defending champions, people, 36% win rate since them first 5 games that we won at the beginning of the season. Fuck me, man. That is dark. Slot and Arteta should be in the same room. You might have excuses both of them coming with. I won't put Slot in the same boat as Arteta though, Josh CJ, because Arteta's bad, and I'll never compare Slot to him. But I do get what you mean. I do 100% get what you mean there. They do come out with a lot of excuses. Vicario is, yeah, to be fair, he did get a hand on it, Night Tom Kid. He probably should have done better. But that's a damning stat, man. Fuck me. Fuck me, that hurts. A couple of ex-pundits as well came out and gave their opinions. This is what Mr. fucking Roy Keane had to say. Of course, Mr. Roy Keane, every chance he has to, pile misery on us, he takes it. And I'm not going to bring that up because I don't want to get a strike. And you know what? Fuck it, I'm not going to bring it up at all because I don't want to risk anything happening because it is a video, so I'm not going to risk getting a strike. But yeah, Roy Keane's comments were basically this: Liverpool have been bad champions. What a drop off that is, which is facts, to be fair. And then he had to make a sneaky comment and say last season they were partying too much. Oh man, Ashley Young as well was also in the studio yesterday, and he wasn't happy. He also was not happy. He also said that it was nowhere near good enough what happened. It was nowhere near good enough, and he's correct. He is 100% correct. So there you go. You got ex-pundits that are coming out and saying things now. Ex-pundits that are coming out and saying that this isn't good enough. And like I said, Wednesday's game is huge for Slot. There was boos yesterday at full time. There was a lot of boos at full time. A lot. And again, fucking, it's like we're on a big we're on a dark path here because if we go out midweek and we go out in a bad way midweek as well, I think there's going to be problems on Wednesday night in the ground. I genuinely do, because I don't see I genuinely worry for that Galatasaray game. Genuinely, man. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm never going to compare him to Arteta, bro, because that guy's in his own world, man, with how deluded he is. But I do get Josh EJ's point, Michael. He's yeah, much worse, bro, much worse. We have Forest, Sunderland, Brighton, Wolves, Villa, Leeds, Chelsea, and Everton. Spurs is going. To be fair, Chelsea's the only real one, and Villa as well. How much games do you think we will win? I'll be honest. I think Forest at home next weekend, you probably win that. Sunderland away, probably. I'll be honest. The only one I think you'll probably win is. I don't know, man. I genuinely don't know with Tottenham, because is that the result they got yesterday? Will that spur them on now and give them a bit of belief, or will they just revert back to being crap? I think you'll stay up, Night Tom Kid. That's what I can say. I think you will stay up, but I can't really predict your lot's games, because I don't know against Sunderland, Brighton, Wolves, Villa, Leeds, Chelsea. I don't know what state these teams are going to be in. Really, other than Wolves, all these teams are above you in the table, so they should beat you. So it's hard to predict, very hard to predict, bro. But I think you'll stay up. I can say that, Night Tom Kid. This is something interesting, guys. This is something very interesting that I read, and it comes from Chris Williams, a journalist. So if I just bring this up, and you guys can give me your thoughts on this, but it's about Liverpool's training sessions, which I find very, very interesting. So apparently he's reported here that training methods fully evolved in March last year to focus on injury prevention. They have slowly been building since June 24th. Time off is very specific concept in red zone training. Know that preseason was affected, but this way of training was planned in advance. So apparently, our training methods are now less intense than they were in the Klopp days. In the Klopp days, Liverpool, we know what our training sessions were like. They were very intense. Apparently nowadays, they're not very intense, and they've now changed to focus on preventing players from getting injured. What a bunch of bullshit, man. If they get injured, man. You know what I'm saying? Why do we change? Why change the players? Why change the training sessions to be less intense when that's what our identity as a football club is? How many games you have done that one? Luis Suarez from Porto is the number one. Is that bait or something? Is that bait, Night Tom Kid? But yeah, apparently our training sessions are very, 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 very different now from what has been reported there, which is interesting to see. because I don't see why we've done that. Chris Williams also reported if you change the head coach, and I think it's inevitable and the right thing to do, there are those above you who must fall on the sword too, otherwise you get a situation like United having covered. Facts, 100% agree. Soberslide came out with a couple of comments as well that I didn't like. Here's one from Soberslide that I didn't like. I did not like him saying this. And I love Soberslide to bits, but fuck me. This is what he said. Is this the right one? There's 2 quotes I have here. Here it is. He comes out and says, I don't think it helps us that after 80 plus minutes, people start to go home. You lot are playing shit, dumb. You lot are playing fucking shit. And you've been playing shit for the whole season. Why should we stay there and support you respectfully when you're showing us nothing? You're providing us with nothing positive. There's nothing positive to say about Liverpool. There's nothing positive to feel about Liverpool. And you're complaining that people are going home. They're going to go... You know the journey that some people have to take to get to Liverpool every single week for a game? Do you know? No, you don't, because you live in the city. You don't understand. And fuck me, man. Fans deserve it. Rightly so are leaving. I hate to say that, but they are leaving rightly so. Because the football is dreadful. The team on the pitch, you lot are showing us nothing. And why should we stay and support you? Everyone is noticing that, and everything is noticing that. And when you concede a goal, still people are leaving the stadium. Or yes, because we've conceded the equaliser against the rubbish Tottenham team. Against the rubbish Tottenham team that are fighting relegation when they have loads of players out. No wonder people are leaving the ground. You don't leave when we score. Obviously not, because we're then winning games. I understand the frustration, but we need them. Fuck off, Dom, man. Look, I love Soberslide. And again, he's one of the players that's carrying us at the moment. But fuck off with saying fans shouldn't be walking out the ground. You provide us with something to stay. And I don't know if that's harsh. If you guys think I'm being harsh there, let me know in the comments. But fuck off. This is actually something that Soberslide said. Didn't mean to do that. This is something that he said that I agree with. Bro, Luis Suarez from Porto is a baller. When I think of Luis Suarez, there's only one name that comes to my mind, bro. And it ain't whoever that is. This is something that he said that I agree with, guys. Soberslide here says, we have already had a couple of weeks. Hang on, broken English, so I've got to read it properly. We had already a couple of weeks ago a talk between each other saying, guys, we don't have such a lot of time to do this right, so we have to wake up and start to go in a way that we want to play Champions League next season. Again, I did see Soberslide's interview yesterday, and he did say, to be fair, that we need to wake up, or Champions League qualification is going to become a distant memory. You know, he said, to be fair, he did say with the form that we're on, we'll be lucky to play Conference League, and he's right there. He is right. Fucking hell, man. Liverpool pissed me off, man. They pissed me the fuck off. They've been pissing me off all season. And I don't want to feel like this, man. I don't want to feel like this, but I'd rather sit here and be positive and say how good we are, but fuck me, man. Here I am doing all this shit. Not at all profit. Fans want to leave football matches early, you know. Exactly, Josh. You got to remember, a lot of people travel a long way to watch their teams play. They're not local. People got to travel 5, 6 hours sometimes. They have to leave early to avoid the traffic. And these footballers, Dominic Soboslai obviously lives in the city of Liverpool. He won't understand that. Match-going fans are local. They won't understand that. So it's very easy to judge. But you got to think about the conditions and situations people do just to get to a game at times. Less said about... Yeah, fucking Michael. I fucking hate that guy. I fucking hate Luis Suarez. I hate that cunt, man. I've never really understood why Liverpool fans love him so much. The guy is... Well, I don't want to say because we know, but... He's a dickhead. We'll leave it at that. We will leave it at that. James Pearce, Slot hasn't reached the point of no return. He could still turn this around, but the clock is ticking. Liverpool can't afford another sample like this one. Fuck off, James Pearce. Fuck off, James Pearce. Slot hasn't reached the point of no return. You reach the point of no return when you draw against Tottenham Hotspur, 17th place Tottenham Hotspur, who are in a relegation battle with all the injuries. They have 14 key first team players missing, and you don't win at home. That's when you reach the point of no return. Other than that, if you're going to say we haven't reached the point of no return, what happened against Wolves last weekend? Bottom of the table Wolves, where we lost 2-1 away from home. He reached the point of no return a long time ago. A long time ago. And what's happening now is he's just prolonging, he's just riding his luck. He knows he's a man who's gone, and he's just riding his luck here. So fuck off, James Pearce, respectfully. He could still turn this around. No, he can't. But the clock is ticking. It is ticking. Liverpool can't afford another shambles like this one. Which one, James Pearce? Because there's been a lot. There's been a lot this season. Sorry, people, I haven't brought this quote up. I've just got it here backstage. And here's more delusion from Slot. Here's more delusion from Arne Slot, lads. Check this out. There were boos at full time yesterday in the Spurs game. I'm not making it up. I heard it with my own ears. There were boos. And that's one of the very rare times that Anfield boos. This is what someone reported after the game. To top it off, Slot thinks the boos were directed at the team and not himself. So he's throwing the team under the bus to protect himself here. Have some self-awareness and take accountability. He doesn't do this. Arne Slot is someone who does never take accountability. Never. Every single time something's wrong or something's going against us, he's always got somewhere else to blame. He's always got somewhere else to point the finger. Joshy J, I can't stand that cunt, man. The guy never loved Liverpool as much as he claimed to. For starters, Joshy J, he celebrated us against. Well, he celebrated when he scored against a goal against us for Barcelona a couple of years ago, in the Champions League. Came to Anfield, was moving like a dickhead with his behaviour, and as you've mentioned here, Patrice Evra. We know people. Liverpool fans can. If Liverpool fans want to defend this, cool. I think you're scumbags. But we know exactly what he said to Patrice Evra. We all know exactly what he said to him. And if Liverpool fans want to sit there because they like him so much and defend that behaviour, I got no time for you. The guy blatantly said something not right to Patrice Evra. And it didn't, and he fucking got away with it. He did all that and fans still love him? No, not for me, man. As a footballer, he was great. As a person, fuck him. I'll take Fernando Torres over that guy any day of the week. But yeah, Josh CJ, I can't stand him. Can't stand him, bro. And the biting behaviour as well. You're a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man biting another person. What the fuck? I will, Nighttime Kid. I'll definitely check it out. But yeah, Josh CJ, not for me, bro. Not for me. He's a cunt. He's an absolute cunt. To top it off, yeah. Every time something's up against us, Slot has to point the finger somewhere else. When did Klopp ever do this? Did Klopp ever point the finger anywhere else? Did Klopp ever not take accountability? Every single time we were losing games, the first thing Jurgen Klopp came out and said is it's on us. It's on me. It's not on the players. He'd instantly remove any sort of pressure off the players. Slot multiple times this season has thrown players under the bus, and he's tried to make out like he's not the issue and it's the team. Everything around me is wrong, but it's not me. And yesterday, the boos were very much directed at him. They were not directed at the team, or they were to an extent, but they were more so directed at him. And for him to come out and say, you don't think they were directed at me? Your tactics are a joke. Your demeanour is a joke. You're not right for the club. Yes, they were very much directed at you. Delusion, man. No self-awareness and no accountability. I don't care if that sort of shit is all right in Uruguay. Yes, exactly, Michael. Exactly. And it shouldn't even be okay over there. It shouldn't be, bro. It's just blatant fucking... It's just scumbag behaviour, Michael. Straight up scumbag behaviour, and I got no time for it. So respectfully to Luis Suarez, while he's a great footballer, he's a piece of shit of a human being. He is a piece of shit as a human being. And no one can tell me otherwise. Ever. How funny Chelsea put James in a 5-year or 6 more contract and he might miss the rest of the season. Yeah, you told me he got injured earlier again, which is mad. That's crazy. But yeah, Slot is just living in delusion land. He's living in delusion land. He really thinks that the boos weren't directed at him. They fucking were, man. The boos were very much directed at you. Fuck me. Wake the fuck up, man. Wake the fuck up. And this is the last quote I've got, guys. This is the last one I got. And this one, again, something that I agree with. This comes from Michael Mongai. And he reports and says, FSG are taking a huge financial risk of keeping Slot. I'd actually say Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards, because the FSG have put Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards in place to oversee the football aspect of things. They're kind of in the background now. They tried to be hands-on. FSG tried to be hands-on, and it fucking backfired on them, because look what happened with Caicedo, and look at the heat they got. So now they have Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes as the sporting directors. So they're kind of in the background. So more so, I blame Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes for Slot still being here, because they're the ones who are going out of their way to defend him and try and keep him and back him, because they don't want to admit they made a mistake. But yeah, financial risk of keeping Slot. His reported compensation fee for being fired, 16 million, is not equal to the 120 million Liverpool will forfeit if they don't qualify for next season's Champions League. That's outside of all but on-field and behind-the-scenes issues. Yeah, look, he's fallen out with a lot of players too, guys. He's fallen out with a lot of players, the manager has. A lot of players he's fallen out with. His relationship with Salah is not good. No one can tell me that he has a good relationship with Mohamed Salah, because he doesn't. He doesn't seem to have a good relationship with Van Dijk, with Alisson, and a couple other players in the team as well. He's fallen out with them. And again, he's here because our sporting directors are stubborn as fuck and they don't want to make the tough decision and get rid of him and remove him. The only reason he's here. They do not have the guts or the courage to admit that they made a mistake and they were wrong when they appointed this man as our manager. And they now are so hell-bent on making this work that they don't really care if it drags us down. They don't. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? Fuck me, man. When Slot goes, eventually, which he will, hopefully in the summer, they also need to go with him. We need a new sporting directors. We need new sporting directors, because they have allowed this season to happen. They have allowed this season to happen. They have allowed the standards of our club to dip. We're Premier League champions, and we are moving like Manchester United or Arsenal or Chelsea, and that is not what we should be doing. It's not. We're Premier League champions, for fuck's sake. We're the biggest club in England. Can we just act like it again? Nah, top six, big six has been fucking over. Night Tom Kid, genuinely, yeah. On the topic of that, when was the last time a big six, the traditional big six, actually finished in the big six? When? 18, 19, I can remember. But other than that, when has the traditional big six ever finished in the big six? Someone is always missing. Either Tottenham are out of it, or United are out of it. A couple of years ago, Chelsea were out of it. The big six is never the big six no more. There's always one or two teams that are just sitting mid-table. Same with Frank. Yeah, I hear United Tom Kid. Same with the Frankie deflected all things he done wrong. Yeah. Slot is a deflector, bro. He's a deflector. He's got a big task, man. Because Anfield is at tipping point. I feel like 70% of the fan base is Slot out. And I do feel like there's still a fucking idiotic 30% that want to back him. I feel even that 30% is on ice now. After that result, you cannot afford to drop points against that Tottenham team. Now, Wednesday night is a big game. Galatasaray got no fans in the ground. Can Slot turn this around? Can he get a victory? If we go out on Wednesday and we go out in a bad manner as well, I feel like that's the beginning of the end, because there's no way he can come back from that. There genuinely is no way. So we'll see, and I'll discuss more about the Galatasaray game tomorrow, because of course we don't play till Wednesday night. So I'll discuss more about that tomorrow. But as for today, look, we're not in a good position. Liverpool are not in a good position as a team at the moment, as a club. And I'm hoping it gets fixed very soon. But it's just dejecting at the moment. Yesterday's game was dejecting. The result was dejecting. And it's just all in all a very, very tough time supporting Liverpool at the moment. And I have to admit it. You got pricks out there who defend Enzo Fernandez consistently, even when he was played team to those. Yeah, Michael, I know. You're talking about the Argentina bus when the Argentina video got leaked of them singing that chant in the bus. The fact that Enzo Fernandez didn't even get sanctioned for that, the fact that he just got away with it and no one called him out on it is mad. You know, I know you can't make out of it. I know people said you couldn't make out who else was in the bus, but you can blatantly see him. So at least punish him. At least make an example out of him. Nothing fucking happened, man. The cunt got away with it. But I hear you, Michael. That type of behaviour needs to be cracked down on, big time. Because the amount of players that have just get away with shit like that, it's not on. It's not on. But yeah, guys, that's it for today's live. Hope you guys have all enjoyed. Big up to every single person who has joined. I'll be back live tomorrow discussing the Galatasaray game a bit more. Hope you have enjoyed today's live as well. But big up everyone, man. Do a quick world call before I head off. Big up to Michael, of course. Big up to Night Tom Kid. Big up to Mr. Joshy J. Make sure you sub to Joshy J Legend. Make sure you sub to Michael as well, people. Who else was in here? Big up to Ryan. Big up yourself, Ryan. Big up to Adam Partridge. Big up, Adam. Big up to my brother Indian Scouser. Make sure you sub to my brother Indian Scouser. And of course, big up to my brother Rasta as well. Make sure you sub to Rasta, my brother, another fellowship with the realist member. And yeah, appreciate that, Joshy J. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Big up to all of you. Let's see if Liverpool can bounce back this week, man. Big week coming up. Galatasaray Wednesday, we have to win and go through. Let's see if we can bounce back in the league on Saturday against Brighton as well. We'll see. But yeah, big up to every single one of you that locked in today. Appreciate you all, man. Every person that locks in with me day in and day out. Look, your support does not go unnoticed. I appreciate every single one of you. So big up to you all. I'll see you all in a bit. Profit out. Peace.